former Wallaby fullback, Triple M Breakfast host. Greg Martin joins us. Used to be Fridays, it's now on Thursdays. Welcome back, mate. So much sport to talk about.
What a week. Too much sport is never enough.
Too much. Well, I don't even know where to start. We've got the Ashes, of course. You're trying to seal that. We've got the Football Women's World Cup kicking off tonight. Let's start, though, with me old mate, Eddie Jones, mate, who says that the Wallabies are just a broken car that needs fixing, mate.
He also said the All Blacks better watch out when they're coming.
Yeah.
I know, mate. Two games, 2 losses. It's dire straits, but most people are still buying the snake oil salesman line. But we ain't got the cattle, mate. I think that's what we've got to face, the facts. We maybe have a couple of guys coming back too. Oh, no, it's not enough. We don't have the players. And poor Eddie, he'll go berserk. Did you see how many headsets he broke in the
it's brilliant, mate. It's just brilliant, wasn't it?
Oh,
just brilliant.
God, he's like a gamer getting badly beaten in Gran Turismo or something. Yeah, they would have copped it this week, I'll tell you what. But, they're a long way off the mark, mate. I think we're 8th in the world at the moment, but your Blacks was sensational. Actually, that game of yours, the All Blacks South Africa, that was you started tests against Australia like that so many times. So it was a familiar script. Teams can crawl back into it, but they can't beat you after a start like that. So we're way out of the game.
That's what I want to focus on for a start, because we did that against Argentina as well. And here, obviously, in New Zealand, when it comes to the All Blacks, we look negative first, and then we look negative second, and then we start bitching about them third. And it's, they've dropped off in the second half, and they've let the opposition come. But, we've destroyed these teams in the first 20 minutes. And then basically have just, I don't know whether we've had to put the foot down after that. Certainly against the Africans we did. We had to come back. But I felt that game was in control. Did you?
Oh, God, yeah. You guys were amazing. And psychologically, they were beaten because you thrashed them where they love winning at set pieces, and then you broke them apart in transitions. It was an extraordinary display. It was scary. I don't know where Eddie mustn't have watched it, I would figure. That's all. Oh, dearie me. It's tough being an Australian rugby fan. And yesterday there was a big launch of the Lions tour in 2 years' time. They announced the dates and everything like that. So, look over here, look what's coming, Don't worry about the World Cup. We've already pushed on, I think.
Okay, so in terms of your Wallabies, I'm still looking at that draw at the World Cup, which was, done in 2007, obviously, because obviously Wales were a good team at that stage. And you should get out of your group, and you should also make at least, you'd think, the semi-finals. And so you've only got to win probably one real big game against a really tough opponent at the World Cup, and surely that team is still capable of that.
Yeah. Oh, are they? I start to ask, mate. That's now twice in 2 years Argentina have beaten Australia, and they're our most likely quarterfinal opponent. So she's going to be hard. You know how teams go into World Cup with now Australia holds no aura over Argentina at all. So they go on the field, Argentina, going, we've beaten them the last 2 games. We'll be right. So that scares me, because previously you'd go, we'll be right, we'll clean them up, and then we'll be in the semis, and anything can happen if you make the semis. But yeah, with this Australian team, I have no faith at the moment, mate, and I don't see where the improvement's going to come.
Well, okay. I'm trying to drum up some kind of empathy or sympathy here, but can I just say, is it okay if I just say, I really don't care? We don't care. Is that we don't really care.
Why would you?
No, we don't.
Why would you?
No.
The Big Brother's been tamed by itself virtually. No one else has done it, and we're sliding down the world rankings. And I know Eddie goes, listen, everything's a new game. Everything's new. It'll be a new game against the All Blacks, and the World Cup will be a new. We've just got 7 games to win at the World Cup. That's all we have to do. It doesn't matter. He was talking about how South Africa went in when he was coaching. God, what year was that? 2015?
2007 it was when he was. I think he was assistant coach with Jake White, wasn't he?
Yeah. Mm. They'd only won 1 game that year before the World Cup, and historically he's correct, but it's a miracle if we go well in the World Cup.
Ashes at Old Trafford. There wasn't rain, so a whole day in, mate. So are you wrapping it up? Are you wrapping it up this time, or do you have to wait till Test 5?
geez, I stayed up and watched the whole thing last night.
Go on.
Because I've had the day off work, off radio this morning. So I decided to stay up all night. Did you? Oh, you would. Oh, I'm sure you didn't watch every minute.
No.
At one stage, the sun came out, and they obviously hadn't seen that for some decades. And there was sun coming off some metal, and they had to cover up this metal. It was below the side screen. It was extraordinary. We held up play for 10 minutes. We should be 4 for 360 probably. And now it's, 8 for 299. So we've probably let ourselves down. She's going to be tight, but that's been every test match. It is compelling viewing. You don't say that about test cricket too often. She's going to go down to the wire.
Well, there's a couple of other series going on at the moment. I don't know whether you know. I think India playing the West Indies, Sri Lanka, Pakistan or something. And the first one was over in a day and a half. I mean, the thing with test cricket is that it doesn't need a hell of a lot to keep surviving. It needs this series, it needs the India-Australia, it needs South Africa-Aussie, It needs India-England. Those 4 series are enough to keep this sport absolutely where it is.
And the way they're playing with Baz in charge of Bazball, the style of cricket they're playing is getting some slightly younger viewers. I had my wife watching for 2 hours last night.
Wow.
She was going, this is really good. And I was explaining rules to her. She has been negative to it for the 30 years we've been together, and finally, for some reason, last night she went, "This is actually good." I think she's finally run out of Netflix movies to watch.
And she would have gone, "Oh, that big, tall, blonde, broad guy here, I quite like him."
Oh no, James Anderson.
Oh, it's okay, right, James Anderson. Okay.
I said the bloke's 40.
Exactly. That's what she's saying, Greg. The bloke's 40. That's what she's saying.
Than you. Yeah, I know.
The Matildas at the World Cup, and, this has been touted as the biggest sporting event ever in New Zealand.
Yeah.
I'd kind of argue that perhaps the 2011, but it doesn't really matter about it anyway. Your women are actually, well, they're not the favourites, but they've actually got a chance here because you're going to make the knockout stage. How much hype is around this?
Oh, the hype is extraordinary. If you think there's a little bit of hype over in New Zealand, multiply that by 10, what's going on over here. It's virtually shutting down all our top stadiums. The Broncos have got to play the Bunnies, and that would draw 45,000 at Suncorp Stadium. They've got to play them at a stadium up the Sunshine Coast that holds 7,000. So they're actually, all the other sports are bitching, going, "Oh, we knew it was happening, but we forgot. Oh, hold on, And they'll get 80,000 people at Stadium Australia tonight to watch them play Ireland, and everyone's they're trying to teach us who all the players are and stuff, and all we really want to know about is Sam Kerr, the world's finest female player. Yes, I know it's big, but it ain't that big. But we're being told it is, and what happens when hype gets built up too much, disappointment follows soon afterwards. So that's what I'm worried about. We're building them up too much.
Okay, that's why I'm saving the Warriors to last, mate, because we're not building.
Oh, I love the Warriors.
Oh, so don't you? You're Dolphins. Don't you jump on this bandwagon, mate? No.
No, I'm my second favourite team. Oh, God, mate, they're great. Are there kiddies getting perms like Dallin Watani?
Everyone wants that. Everyone wants the Dallin, mate. I mean, even look, two guys like us, if you could grow that salad at the back of your head, you would, wouldn't you?
Oh, mate, I'd even go for a Clint Gutherson top knot at this stage of my life. Anyway.
Oh, thanks for joining us on your day off, mate. Appreciate it enormously.
Oh, I love your work, mate. Speak to you.
Devlin.
You better believe it!
The platform.